You know, a very important cue that the markets are watching out for this week and specifically tomorrow is the outcome of the MPC meet. Let's look at what the consensus seemed to be expecting at this point of time. It's a 25 basis points rate cut, given how the trend has been in the past, what the stance of the RBI has been, and how the economy is also shaping up. So the chorus for a rate cut, of course, has only been growing. There's headroom for a 35 basis cut. Well, that's a big question, and the answer to that is going to be out tomorrow, but 25 basis points is definitely something that most people on the street are factoring in. The stage is set for a fourth straight rate cut. So the quantum is something to watch out for, and the stance that RBI gives, the kind of commentary that is given by the various people on the board as part of the Monetary Policy Committee as well. Slowdown definitely is something that warrants a deeper cut. Rate cut, well, primarily will be perhaps taken, Pankaj, in order to tackle that slowdown, to be able to counter that impact of the slowdown. And of course, it's not a news, or it's not an overnight development. We've seen the slowdown play out across various segments, sectors, companies, and pockets. You know, but so that's something that the RBI might attempt to tackle in this MPC meet. The steps definitely will be also to improve NBFC liquidity. They will also be taken. Yesterday also, we saw how the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also conducted a meet with bankers, private as well as public, to talk about the liquidity crunch as well. And that's something that we can expect from the RBI as well. But let's get in some perspective as well when it comes to the MPC and its outcome. As call for an RBI rate cut does gather pace, former Chief Economic Advisor Arvind Virmani says there's definitely case for steep cuts and an accommodative policy. And speaking exclusively to ET Now's Ashna Mishra, Virmani says the top concern remains auto slowdown.
At our EGROW Foundation shadow monetary policy, we had a detailed discussion on the background, the global situation and the domestic situation, and based on that, we had two votes. One was what we would like them to do, and then what they are likely to do. So I would say that we had a range of recommendations from 25 to 75 BP, but I guess what we call the median was probably around 50. 50 basis points is what is the median recommendation of our committee. And on what they are likely to do, I think it's very finely poised. I would say if I give a probability, I would say 50% or 55% probability that they'll do 50%. Which somebody told me, how will you know at the end? Well, see the vote. If 2 or 3 people vote against, but 4 say raise by 50, that means that's a probabilistic thing, no?
Right. So, any comments on the stance?
I think, yes, that's a good question, because if they do less than 50, which is probably 25, then the stance would be accommodative. That's pretty clear. I would say that all our members of that committee would agree that either a 50% raise or 25 with accommodative.